friends. What in the world? 100 videos. It's unbelievable to me that it's been 100 videos, but there has been 100 videos. I have met around 100 amazing, proud, brave, open, queer people from all over the LGBTQIA+ spectrum, and they have told me their amazing stories, and I am so grateful that they have let me carry their stories, that they wanted to share it with me so that I can share it with you. I'm so grateful and I'm so happy for these 100 videos, and I'm excited for the next 100 videos. As a little celebration of this achievement and of this little catalog that we've built here, I'm going to have a little Q&A. I've asked you to send in questions, and I've gotten about 20 questions, and I'm going to answer them here now. The first question: what criteria in someone makes you go, yes, I want to make a video with that person? I would actually argue that it's quite the opposite. I don't have any criteria. I mean, yes, everyone I've interviewed on the channel somehow identifies as LGBTQIA+. But apart from that, I think that every person has a story that could and needs to be shared. I think we can all learn from each other's experiences, and you don't have to have like a specific super interesting project going on or something really spectacular that has happened in your life in regards to your queerness to have like an interesting enough story to share. I think that just talking about like how someone came to terms with being bi, or someone talking about the daily struggles of being trans, or someone just like telling a happy story of queer joy. I think all of these experiences are important and needs to be shared. Because why I started the channel from the beginning was because I thought that the public picture of what queer person is skewed. When media talks about transgender people, we are painted in a picture that I don't think corresponds to what a transgender person actually is. So therefore, I want us to share our own experiences of what being queer is like. And that's still what I'm trying to do with this channel. I want to share as many queer stories as possible as sort of a counterweight to the picture that gets painted most times in the media. Have you ever thought about making a documentary? I get asked that sometimes, and the answer is honestly no. I love the format that I'm doing. I go to meet someone, I ask them to talk to my camera for like 10-20 minutes. I then film some B-reel of them, and then I just go home and I edit that down to a 10-minute video that I can release on my channel. And honestly, I love that format because I do not have patience whatsoever. I want things to go fast and I want to finish things. And making a documentary is like a year or years long process, and I couldn't keep up my motivation for that long. I love that I can go film someone and then in just a couple of days have that released, and then I kind of never have to think about that again. I mean, I do think about the videos that I've made, but it's not like, oh, I can change this, or what if I made this instead? I can't change anything because they're already uploaded and you're already watching them. So I love this format. Next question. What are the things you are most proud to have achieved so far after starting this channel? I am so proud that 100 people wanted to sit down with me and tell me their stories or tell me what's on their minds and in their hearts. It's unbelievable to me that people want to do that, and I'm so grateful and proud that people have wanted to do that. I'm also proud of like having this project, and I mean I see that it means things to people. People comment that the things that people say in my videos moved them, and being able to like carry the message from a queer person to another queer person, I'm really proud of being able to do that. So I know that's not a very specific answer, but I'm just very proud of this channel. Whose story were you most surprised of the ones you've interviewed? So one of the things that came to mind was a video I shot like very early in my process, and that's one video called He Wants to Donate Blood, and it's about Tobias, who runs a foundation called Regnbågsblod or Rainbow Blood that is trying to make it legal for men who have sex with men to donate blood on equal terms as every other person. And back then I didn't know so much about this, and I was so shocked to hear that there are still rules in most of the world that are grounded on homophobia and on the AIDS crisis that was obviously maybe a valid reason for not letting people donate blood like 40 years ago, but now it's no reason that men who have sex with men can't donate blood, and we are still building our whole system on those rules, while at the same time every hospital in the world is still in need of more blood donors, but we still discriminate against this whole group that like wants and could donate perfectly healthy blood. That really shocked me. Who is your dream person to interview? Okay, my very broad answer is I wish I could interview everyone, because as I said, I think everyone has an important story, and I just want this channel to be as like broad as possible, so like more people of varied experiences. But if I have to narrow it down, I will say 3 people. The first person is Yasmin Benoit. She's an amazing asexual activist. I'm following her on Instagram and I suggest all of you to do it. She's so cool. The other person is called Christian Auhan Herman, and he is a gay imam in Berlin. And I would want to share more stories of Muslim queer people in general, but imagine interviewing a queer imam. That's a dream. And the third one is actually 2 people, so cheating a bit here. It's 2 trans nomads. They're called Sujay and Eric, and they are 2 trans masculine people traveling the world together, and they just look so cute doing it. And maybe I just want to be friends with them, but also make a video about them and be friends with them. Do you have a bucket list of topics you'd like to cover? Yes. As I mentioned, I want to cover more people of other faiths than Christianity. I know that this channel has a lot of Christians, and that's because of my background with Christianity. But yes, I want to film people of other faiths as well, more. I would like to film more older people. I would like to interview someone from every country in the world. I know that's it's a bit of a high goal. I currently am at around 31 countries, but imagine having someone from all 197 or whatever countries. But again, if we're being more specific, I have a few topics that I'd like to cover. I want to meet a trans dad who is pregnant or has been pregnant. I want to meet gay dads with kids. I want to meet someone who's in a queer platonic relationship. And I want to do more videos about queers in sports. What's the most memorable video you've made? I think it's the video with Purity. Purity is such a force of nature and such a presence. Like sitting down with her, it's impossible to like not be touched by her. She's such a warm person. She's just so amazing. She's been through so much, and still she like makes you feel like you have something to share, and she makes you feel like you are important, which of course you really are. But that really touched me that she's been able to do that. Would you ever consider doing follow-up videos of people you interviewed in the past so we can see how they're doing now? Yes, I have and I am. There's one currently in the making. I'm not going to say anything more than that in case it doesn't really happen. But yeah, that would be awesome, really. Is there a video that you would like more people to discover? I think that every person that I've made a video about deserves to have their voice heard by everyone. So I think that every video, not because I made them, but because what the people are saying in the video, should be watched by so many more people. But okay, I've chosen 2 videos that I think deserve more watches. The first one is they started a queer art museum, and it's about Funny, who started a queer art museum in the middle of nowhere, really. They invite artists to make a piece of art that assumes that queer is the norm in society. So what would be shown in an art museum if queer is the norm? I think it's a really important project and interesting project, and yeah, I just think that they deserve more watches. Also, the other one is She is an Intersex Activist. It's about Small Luke, who is from Hong Kong, and she was born with an intersex variation. And I think that intersex is a subject that, I mean, it's part of the acronym LGBTQIA+, but like, how many of us really know so much about intersex variations? I didn't, and I still don't. There's so much to learn, and I just think that, yeah, we all need to work on including them more in our community. What are some surprising facts that you've learned from a person you've interviewed? Well, what surprised me most at the time was what Anna from Space told me. She's an Aroace activist, and I didn't know basically anything about asexuality or aromanticism when I made that video, and basically everything she taught me really surprised me about how aromantic and asexual people are so excluded from our queer community, how it actually feels to be queer but not being seen as queer from other queers. So that really opened my eyes to like the ace community and the aro community, which has led to me really wanting to share more aro and ace stories, and I have shared a few, and they're all basically talking about the same thing. Alice talks about how there's a medical discrimination going on against asexual people, and like, that is crazy. Yeah, there is a very soft spot in my heart for the aroace community. I want everyone to understand that, oh my gosh, they're such a big and important part of our community. What are some preconceptions you've had that has been crushed while making these videos? It was my boyfriend who asked this question, and it's because he knows how much I love having my preconceptions crushed. Okay, this is embarrassing to share, but preconceptions I've had, or something that I've had really, and still have, like a hard time figuring out in my head how it works, is how to be queer in a country where it's illegal to be queer, or where it's like not so easy to be queer. And I have interviewed some people from countries like this, and they have told me a lot of sad things. Obviously, yes, sure, but also how they were somehow thriving as queer people in these countries. John taught me that he had a boyfriend in Uzbekistan, and Dio talked about how he works for an organization that works for LGBTQI+ rights in church in Indonesia. And this video is not released yet, but Wendian will talk about queer communities in China. Even if I know that of course there are queers everywhere, we are everywhere and we have always been, but still it's difficult in my mind to imagine what it's like creating a queer community where it's forbidden. Yeah, I'm really, really happy for every story like that I get to hear, because yeah, it changes how I view the world, and I'm really grateful for that. Okay, so those were all the questions about like the videos I've made, and here are some other questions. Best advice to kids out there who are trying to figure out who they are and feel like they don't fit in. I think it's really important to discuss with others, and who that other is can be different people. It can be friends, if you have friends that are open to this and that you feel safe with. It can be professionals, a teacher, like a psychiatrist, a doctor, a social worker. If that feels safe, that can be a person to go to. It can also be online, like listening to stories like here on my channel, or following queer people on Instagram or other queer YouTubers, and forming a community online by joining Facebook groups or Instagram. I don't know how it works with the kids these days. But yeah, find queer friends online, or find queer people that you can discuss this with. Some general questions about me. Do you have a favorite color? I do. It's bright turquoise, or like mint green. I love that color. What are some things that bring you joy? Summer, sunshine, vegan chocolate, specifically with salted caramel, cats, dogs, horses, basically any animal, looking at maps, traveling, and queer joy, watching queer cinema and seeing other queer people thrive. I just love queers. To sum up this long video about me, here are some questions about my future. Where will you be traveling next for your videos? Okay, really exciting news. I'm traveling to India in 2 weeks. I'm gonna travel around like Delhi, Jaipur and Agra, and I already have like 7 people that I'm meeting and filming there, and I'm so excited about that. If you know any queer people in that region of India, or if you are a queer person in that region of India, don't hesitate to please contact me. I'm going to be there for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be home for a few weeks, and then I'm traveling by train through Europe. I don't have a set itinerary yet, but my plan is to travel for around 3 weeks and film at least 1 person per day. It's a huge goal, but that's my goal. Will you be at West Pride this year? Yes, West Pride is the Pride in Gothenburg, and yes, I will be there. I actually work for them. Last year I attended 3 Prides. It was Gothenburg Pride, it was Helsinki Pride, and it was Stockholm Pride. I will attend for sure at least 1 more Pride, maybe 2. I don't know which ones yet though, so do you have a really good Pride that I should attend? Let me know. Where do you see yourself and the channel in 5 years? I just want to make more videos. Hopefully there will be, another 100 or 200 videos, I don't know. And I just want to meet more queers and share more stories. And hopefully I would somehow be able to make a living out of it. Right now, I mean, I don't earn anything from this channel. I have a few very nice, supportive patrons. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, I'm still losing money by doing this. I'm doing it because I love it. But yeah, I'm hoping that sometime in the future I might be able to make a living out of this somehow. Last question. What will we see in the upcoming 100 and more videos? You will see more queer people sharing their queer stories about their queer lives, and hopefully they will continue to be diverse, and they will hopefully be even more diverse. And yeah, just more videos about more cool, awesome people like you. Thank you to everyone who is watching my videos, who are sharing them and liking them, subscribing, commenting, anything. Yeah, that's what keeps me going, really. And thank you so much to everyone who has been in a video sharing their thoughts and ideas and stories. I mean, that means the world to me, really. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for 100 videos. Okay, see you for the next 100 or more. If you enjoyed watching that video, please like, comment, subscribe and share the video. I really appreciate you showing your love in that way. If you also want to support the channel financially, that's possible via Patreon, but really no pressure. See you next time.